Good evening, I'm Byron Scott with a CTV News update. Hoping to stave off evictions, Montgomery County Executive Mark Eldridge is asking residents who need financial help due to the pandemic to apply. Since May of 2020, the county has provided over $32 million in direct assistance to 5,700 households, and Eldridge says more money is available. He says the county is working to expedite cases, but officials are urging residents who need help to apply.
We're going to continue to work around the clock to get these funds released. We want to absolutely minimize the amount of damage that is done to this community. We want the landlords to be able to get their rent. They have a vested interest in this because the money we put out is going to go to them in rent payments. If they simply evict a tenant, they're going to lose the rent payments. So we're encouraging landlords to work with us and tenants to do their part to make sure they're not making any mistakes that'll cost them their ability to stay in their apartments.
The relief program provides up to $12,000 or a 15-month of assistance to eligible households. Well, the latest COVID numbers show an alarming uptick in cases. Here's the latest. The state health department has confirmed 1,047 COVID cases since yesterday. 189 are in Prince George's County. The positivity rate in Prince George's is at 6.25%. 3 people died of COVID since yesterday statewide, and 490 people remain hospitalized in Maryland. Well, Children's National Hospital reports a slight increase in the number of young people diagnosed with COVID. The symptoms for kids with COVID are very similar to the common cold. They include headaches, runny noses, and fevers. Children's Hospital is urging parents and their youngsters 12 years and up to get vaccinated. Health officials are also strongly recommending that you continue to wear your mask.
The next thing that they can do is they can have their children masking. That's going to be one of the most protective prevention measures that we have. The other things that I can recommend are really good hand washing and making sure to avoid crowded indoor spaces and distancing to the best of their ability. And
as the new school year gets underway, health officials are asking students and staff to practice social distancing. Well, floodwaters forced the Greenbelt couple out of their home. Walter and Carol Johnson have lived at the Park Crescent apartment since 2018. They say while coming home on Monday, they saw flooding near their home. The Johnsons also say water seeped through their apartment, ruining their belongings. They accuse the landlord of doing nothing to fix the problem, and now they're concerned, they say, about mold.
Since this happened, the air conditioner is not functioning properly. So you could set it on, I had it on 60. Yesterday, and the temperature inside the unit was 90. It's over 90 now. So what is that? What forms in that kind of heat after dampness? It's mold and mildew. So even if we wanted to move back over here, there's no way it's not possible.
The Johnsons say this is the second time this has happened. The Property Management Office declined to comment on the Johnsons' complaint. A 48-year-old Springdale man is shot and killed while delivering food into a home in Mitchellville. It happened just before 12:30 this morning on the 3700 block of Lodgeford Vista Road. The victim is Noel Njuku. Police found him in a car suffering from gunshot wounds. He died a short while later in a hospital. So far, there have been no arrests. Anyone with information is asked to call police. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Byron Scott. Back in just a bit.
I think I finally found.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes a spark to make a fire start.
Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
1 in 365 African Americans battle sickle cell disease. I was one of them. Life back then was painful. I was in and out of the hospital and had frequent pain crises. A blood stem cell transplant is the only cure for sickle cell disease. I was fortunate to find a perfect match in my younger sister. but many patients do not have a compatible donor in their families. And Black patients have only a 23% chance of finding an unrelated donor. More Black donors are urgently needed to help save lives. It only takes a simple cheek swab to join the Be the Match registry. Learn more about becoming a donor and access free patient resources by visiting endsicklecell.org today. You or someone you know could be the cure for a patient battling sickle cell, like me.
Welcome back. A Laurel home goes up in flames early this morning. It happened on the 12,000 block of Aspenwood Lane just before 6 o'clock. Investigators say the fire began in the rear of the home and extended to the roof. Thanks to a working smoke alarm, the residents safely evacuated. The cause of that fire is under investigation. Well, flags across the state have been lowered to half-staff to honor a fire official who died yesterday in the line of duty. Captain Joshua Laird of the Frederick County Division of Fire and Rescue Services lost his life yesterday while responding to a fire in the county. Laird was a 21-year veteran of the department. Flags will remain lowered until sunset on the day of interment. Well, as more and more colleges and universities start requiring proof of a COVID-19 vaccination, officials are concerned about those who may try to use fake vaccination cards. The Associated Press reports that both faculty and students at dozens of schools say they're concerned about how easy it is to get counterfeit cards. Across the internet, an industry has sprung up to accommodate people who said they won't get vaccinated for either personal or religious reasons. Nearby higher education institutions, including the University of Maryland, now require proof of vaccination to attend in-person classes. And as coronavirus cases surge nationwide, health leaders say education about the effectiveness of the vaccine is key, especially for those who are hesitant to get the shots. Dr. Gabrina Dixon with Children's National Hospital says up to 60% of parents are allowing their kids who are eligible to get vaccinated. Dixon says she listens to family concerns about the vaccine and wants to dispel misinformation.
So, there's a lot of distrust in the health community, especially for those who are underrepresented in medicine or underrepresented minority. And so also saying, giving them background, the vaccine was tested in a diverse population and making sure they just have the accurate facts. And as pediatricians, we take every opportunity to offer the vaccine. So I work in a hospital. So even when kids are admitted to the hospital, we encourage them to get the vaccine there in the hospital.
Meantime, the CDC urges that all pregnant women get the vaccine. About 23% of pregnant women have received at least one dose of the COVID vaccine. Well, parents who would like their kids to continue virtual learning in the fall can sign up on a wait list. The list for the Prince George's students in K through 6th grade. The school district says there has been an increased interest due to the rise of the Delta variant, but adding students is dependent on hiring additional staff. The deadline is now August 20th. A limited number of seats are also open for 7th through 12th grade students who want to continue online learning permanently. Those applications are due by August 17th. For more information, log on to pgcps.org. Well, the Maryland Board of Public Works has given the green light to Governor Hogan's plan to widen portions of the Capitol Beltway and I-270. The vote came yesterday. Board members Larry Hogan and Controller Peter Franchot voted to start the design work. The plan also calls for adding toll lanes. They also voted to accept a $1 a year lease agreement for 60 years. The only no vote came from Treasurer Nancy Kopp, who said a financial analysis of the proposal is still needed. And you're watching CTV News. Back in just a bit. Stay tuned.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. If you could see you through my eyes instead of your ego. I believe you'd be surprised to see that you've been blind. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Every 2 minutes, a woman in the U.S. is diagnosed with breast cancer. And in that moment, her life changes forever. The toll is great. The need is greater. The need to find comfort in the dark hours. The need to find hope in the cures. And that's why when others look away, we lean in. We're fighting alongside patients because we know one moment can change everything. But we need your help to make more moments of hope possible. Join our fight, save lives, because we are all stronger together.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up, and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Welcome back. A New Carrollton man is busted on more than a dozen child pornography charges. This is 55-year-old Eladio Alfaro Sarmiento. He's been charged with distribution, possession, and production of child pornography. He's also been charged with sex abuse of a minor. Investigators are working to determine if there are any more victims. And at least 9 military sites near the Chesapeake Bay have contaminated groundwater, this according to a new report by the Environmental Working Group. The installations include the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis. The report says groundwater at the site is contaminated with high levels of toxins, mostly from chemicals and firefighting foam containing PFAS. They're known as forever chemicals because they don't break down in the environment. The group says it's the first time a public analysis has been conducted at military sites across the nation's largest estuary. Roads around a massive sinkhole in Upper Marlboro remain closed. Osborne Road near Route 301 remains closed as crews work to repair a 30-inch broken pipe. As we reported yesterday, a driver went around a barrier that was blocking the sinkhole. His Cadillac was swallowed up by the crater and was fully submerged in water. The driver escaped with injuries. Calls to remove the Confederate Talbot Boys Monument in Easton continue to grow. Attorney General Brian Frosh is the latest Maryland official. Senator Chris Van Hollen and a coalition of advocates are demanding its removal. The statue sits on the front lawn of the Talbot County Courthouse. The Maryland Office of Public Defender and the Talbot County NAACP filed a lawsuit earlier this year, arguing that the state's presence at the courthouse is both racist and unconstitutional. Well, a quick look now at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, mostly clear with a chance of rain and a low around 76. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 96 and a possible thunderstorm in the evening. Saturday, showers and thunderstorms expected throughout the day with a high near 90. And Sunday, partly sunny with a high near 80. And now for the community calendar. Put out those old clothes, hairstyles, and dance moves and join the Bay Sox for an 80s rewind night. The Bowie Bay Sox take on the Richmond Flying Squirrels this Saturday, August 14th. The game starts at 6:35 p.m. Now, don't miss the after party with fireworks and tunes from the 80s. Kids ages 3 to 12 are also invited to come out on the field and run the bases just like the players. For more tickets and information, go to baysox.com. And that's our news for tonight. I'm Byron Scott. Join us tomorrow. Good night.